My question is on security and IoT. Everything is becoming connected: cars, electronics, even your coffee maker. When is it too much? Where is the moral line drawn as we integrate biometrics and IoT more and more?
Okay, this is a great question. Thank you for asking it. There are going to be a lot of security issues around the Internet of Things. When everything's connected, people tend to forget that they're on camera, that their heart rate is being recorded. All of these things are now being collected and sent to the cloud, and they're all going to be connected over wireless, which is easily hacked. But the human species adapts pretty quickly. We start to assume we're always under video surveillance. And in cities like Los Angeles and New York, and of course London is famously known for having a closed circuit television system that is huge, people get used to this fact. Now, there are some things that are disturbing about it, which is if we're always being tracked, and if somebody found out everywhere you were and that data gets breached, and all data does get breached at some point, it could cause problems. So you see people doing things today like turning off location services, not allowing certain apps to pull up location services. And one of the great things about this, and there is a moral dilemma here, if you collect the information and it gets hacked, who is responsible? And of course, we had the Ashley Madison hack, which has nothing to do with IoT, but it does have to do with hacking of sensitive information. And if you look at that situation, that company is done. It's toast. If you screw up your security as an internet company, it could spell the end of your company or $1 billion lawsuit or a $500 million lawsuit. So there are becoming ramifications to not having great security. And it's just something we're going to need to get used to. Society changes and the information we collect changes. And if you want to opt out of this, there's a very simple way to do it, which is not have an internet connection and not have these devices at your home. I do think that we should really be thinking about the ability for devices to have cameras and microphones removed. In other words, when you're using an iPhone, or that would be kind of difficult, but let's say a laptop. These laptops have phones cameras and microphones built into them. I would much prefer that the camera and the microphone be in a unit that could snap out. And what you're seeing, because it's so easy to hack somebody's camera on their laptop without turning on the green light, without them knowing, people are putting over their camera a Post-it note or a piece of gaffer's tape. I highly recommend this, actually. You don't have to be a nutcase to think that somebody could hack into your camera. People are hacking into cameras constantly, and audio, and turning on the audio at your phones. In fact, the FBI, the CIA, they've been doing this for years. They use cell phones as a way to track suspects and interesting people to them, and they'll turn on the microphones. This is not something just from the TV show Homeland. You can be certain that if you put a bunch of devices in your house, it will be hacked. So then you have to ask yourself, do I care if somebody knows the temperature in my house? Do I care if somebody has access to the security camera in my house? Yes. The temperature? No. So it's really going to be important for the companies that are releasing these products to make them secure. And it is possible to make them relatively secure. And you're going to have to just make some decisions and trade-offs of if you have cameras in your house, that they could be hacked, and is there a cost benefit? But it's a great question, and it's going to be about awareness and choice ultimately, and the ramification for companies who don't take it seriously. Great question. For more information about the Launch Mobile, Wearables, and IoT Conference, please visit launchmw.com. This is an event we're doing in partnership with our friends at Pivotal Labs, and it's occurring on October 15th and 16th this year, 2015, in San Francisco at Fort Mason. It's going to be an incredible event. We're going to discuss the fact that in 2005, almost nobody on the planet owned a smartphone, but today, 63% of Americans are using them for over 3 hours a day, which is a lot more than television even. And by 2020, 80% of adults around the globe will have a smartphone. Yes, smartphones, mobile, it's all changing the history of humanity. Where we're going as a species is being changed by mobile phones, wearables, and IoT, even more than the internet and PC revolutions themselves. And we're going to talk about this with the top 2,000 executives in the Mobile Wearables and IoT event at Launch Mobile Wearables and IoT. You can find out more information about the event taking place on October 15th and 16th here in San Francisco at launchmw.com.